We got Chris in Oregon, pronouns he, him, has questions about being an atheist. Apparently your family's very theist and you don't know any other atheists in your life. Is that accurate, Chris?
That is accurate, unfortunately. But yeah, my family it varies from person to person, obviously, but they're not all super zealot religious types. There's no West Baptist people, to my knowledge. But, if I go around, saying I'm an atheist, I'm going to get some funny looks.
Right.
Being that I don't really have anyone that I can comfortably talk with this about, I want to pose, am I the a-hole situation to you guys? Because something happened. So it was like Thanksgiving or something, and my family was here visiting, and I had a sister and her 3 kids, and they were sitting down and they were about to pray for dinner, as you do when you're a Christian. So they all did let's all hold hands and pray to Jesus and all that. But I did not. The awkward, which I think it would have been gotten just some funny looks. But then the really awkward part, the part that really irked, my mom in particular, she came in and we had a little come to Jesus moment after that, after dinner. But there's this little 2-year-old kid, 2 or 3-year-old nephew of mine sitting next to me, and he's like, Chris, hand or whatever, he wants me to hold his hand to pray. Right. I didn't want to pray. I mean, I don't shout it from the rooftops, but I'm trying to get over the whole angry atheist thing because, I don't take kindly to being lied to and manipulated all my life, I'm still irked about the circumcision thing, but
right, yeah,
yeah.
So, but I think a couple of things. They were at your house? Played. They were at your
Yeah,
and they were at your house.
Mom, my sister, and my sister's 3 kids. Yeah. Well, I live with my mom at the moment, but
right. So is your mom's place then? Okay. And what did your mom have to say about the incident?
Well, she was upset after dinner. She talked to me and she got at me about how, he's just 2 years old. He doesn't even understand what is going on. He just wants he just wants his uncle to hold his hand. And I get that, but at the same time, I'm like, the reason you're doing it is something that I am adamantly against. Yeah, I was sort of in an emotional state having my mom talk to me like that. After all, I'm sort of an emotional individual, so I didn't really have the wherewithal to properly express my the reason I did what I did. But
how much does your mom know about where you stand on the question of religion?
Well, I had a talk with her a while ago, and I sort of confessed to her that I was an atheist. And she says, why? And all that jazz. And I was like, I just don't see any reason to believe in God. There's no evidence. There's nothing for it. So why believe in it? And she thinks that this is all just because I spent a couple years. I graduated college in a different town. So I was out of the house for a little bit. And that's where I really sort of, and I'll admit, she's sort of right about one thing, in that is sort of where I got out of the house, away from the Christian influences, got some more secular friends and ideas. And I'm like, oh yeah, this actually is in line with my belief. I guess I'm an atheist. Okay.
Right.
So she's I think college for that.
Yeah, I think to your point and about Thanksgiving, because it is something that's coming up for a lot of us who are atheists. If it's my house, it's my rules. We ain't praying. If I'm in somebody else's house, I'm going to go with the flow. There's a time and a place to express your atheism. And at the dinner table and everybody's having a good time is probably not the best time to have that conversation. So grab hands, bow your head or not. Mumble to yourself, whatever it takes, and get through it and keep right on trucking. Because there's a time and a place for certain conversations, and the religion conversation it's not for the Thanksgiving dinner table. It's not for Christmas dinner. It's not for a large family gathering.
If I were you, I would ask your mom. I don't know what your mom's religious, bent is. What's your mom's religious affiliation, or is she a Christian?
Let's see. I think it's like Christian or something. I don't know. I've been really out of the loop. Even before I professed to be an atheist, I never went to church. When I got old enough to be like, yeah, mom. Pardon?
If your mom's praying to Jesus, right? How do you think your mom would feel if you converted to Islam, and then at a Christmas dinner at your house, you wanted her to join you in getting down on the floor on the prayer mat and praying to Allah?
I imagine she would be civil and say, no, thank you. And then she would be very upset afterwards.
Probably wouldn't be into it, right? Most people who I know who pray to Jesus wouldn't be psyched about being in an environment where they were expected to join in prayers to a conception of a deity that they don't necessarily agree with or believe in, right? So you might try telling your mom that you feel the same way. All right. You don't want to have to be put in a position where you are being asked to participate in a religious ritual that you don't believe in. And all you can do is ask her to respect that in the future. To say, listen, I just want to be clear moving forward. Like, you asking me to do this would be like if I converted to Islam and asked you to get down on the prayer mat with me. I just don't want to do it. So please respect that.
Yeah.
Because people, especially in our country, especially like evangelical Christians, tend to just think that everybody needs to come along with them and do their thing. But you don't. And right. and making a principled stand, it may be a worthwhile thing for you. But again, of course, read the room, read the situation. Doing it at Christmas is probably not like the way to do it, to stand up and be like, hey, listen, this is all bullshit. I'm not doing it. Like, there needs to be like a preemptive measure, I think, probably, right. Especially when you're not, you said earlier you're an emotional guy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But putting yourself in a position where you can, have that quick talk with your mom, and be like, hey, listen, look, I know you mean well. I know you're not trying to do anything that's going to upset me, but I feel exactly in this situation how you would feel in this situation. So let's just, be respectful of each other. Right. And that's all you can do.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, is there anything else we can help you with?
All right.
By the way, being the whole thing about knowing no other atheists.
What?
Yeah. You know Jim and me now. There's a whole community of people online where you can get plugged in. If I were you, I don't know what part of Oregon you're in, but you might want to look online and see what kind of secular groups are in your area. Oftentimes people aren't anywhere near as alone as they think.
Mm-hmm. I'm here in Texas, and on the pier that my boat's on, there's 7-8 liveaboards, and 4 of us are atheists. And I would never have known that had I not mentioned that I do the Atheist Experience, this show, and other shows. And that's why I had a backpack on my back and was headed out, was to go do a show. Did it piss one person off? Yeah, it did. But honestly, they were Trump supporting vaccine deniers, so they just made sure that I was safer by staying away from me. But they're out there, and if I can find 4 on accident, you can hit Meetup and Facebook and look for secular groups, humanist societies, the Oasis, and other groups like that, where you can find like-minded people. The Universalist Church, or the Unity, is it Universal or Unity? Those guys, there's quite a number of atheists that show up at those, or at least more secular leaning people. So it's just a matter of getting on the social media. I would say Meetup over Facebook at the moment, but Facebook's getting better about that. And you can find some stuff, find some folks.
I just did a quick Google search. I'm seeing Portland Coalition of Reason, Humanists of Greater Portland. There's a ton of Secular Coalition for Oregon. There's a whole bunch. There's a Sunday Assembly website, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. So yeah, don't think, and I can't tell you how many people I meet, and it's almost exclusively online, where I'll meet someone who goes, "Oh my God, I had no idea that the community existed. I feel like a weirdo. I live in a small town, and there's a church on every street corner, and I feel like I'm completely alone." You're not. So yeah, man. All right. With that in mind,
All right.
go forth. Have a good night.
Thank you. You guys too. Good night.
And like, seriously, people who are out there that feel that way, I mean, feel free to even reach out to me directly. Like, I'll help you get plugged into communities, because they are out there.